Croeso nôl, welcome back. This video is part of a series where I travel all the way from here in South Wales to Kazakhstan. I've been inspired by shows like Race Across the World and countless YouTube series, so I'm doing it the scenic way. And what that basically means is I'm trying to avoid flying wherever possible. Why am I doing this? Well, for football. Wales are playing in Kazakhstan on the 4th of September and I'm going to be there. And I thought it was too long of a way to avoid all of the fantastic places in between, so I'm going to try and check them out along the way. The distance between Bari and Astana in Kazakhstan is 4,000 miles. I've planned a very rough route, which is basically just heading east, which means that I'm going to be passing through all of Europe, across the length of Turkey, up into the Caucasus, and then hopefully across the Caspian Sea into Kazakhstan. If you want to catch up live, then I'll leave a link to my social media in the video description, and I'll be posting more regular daily uploads, sort of catch-up videos on there. So if you're new to the channel and you want to check out this series from the start, I'm going to leave a link in the description to the first video of the series, and you can start from there. Just a quick one to say, subscribing really does help me a lot. But for now, we're in Erzurum, part of Turkey's unexplored east. That's not me being disparaging, but in terms of tourism, this region of Turkey gets almost none compared to the coastline and big cities like Istanbul. If you've seen my last couple of videos, you will have seen Istanbul. You will have also seen our quick layover in Ankara between our trains to get here, and this place has even less tourists than even Ankara. But it's a place with a really rich history and really interesting culture. So we're going to spend the day, we're going to explore this city, and we're going to find out about it. So yeah. This is our first stop. This is the Yakutia Madrasa, and as far as I'm aware, this is from the 14th century and was an Islamic school and is now a sort of ethnographic museum. Looks like something you'd see in one of the Silk Road cities through Central Asia. Very, very different to anything you find in Istanbul. So there's like a load of little side rooms off the main bit, with like lots of little information exhibits and stuff. It's a pretty cool little museum actually. It's free to come into. It's open every day, and I think it said it was open from 8 in the morning until 7 in the evening. Great. There's quite a few tourists in here, but they're all Turks. Yeah, I don't think this region of Turkey gets very many foreign visitors at all. Erzurum's actually got a cultural festival on at the moment. But annoyingly, I didn't realise about it last night, and I'm on an early morning bus tomorrow, so I'm not convinced I'm going to go to some of the late night entertainment. Yeah, bit of a shame, but I didn't know, so really, it's not the end of the world. Erzurum is one of the most religiously conservative regions of Turkey, and as a result, there are lots of mosques through the city. Lots of really nice ornate mosques, some quite old. This is one just opposite where we were. Okay, time to talk about a not very nice bit of history. This city was founded pre-Roman era by an Armenian population. Armenia historically has always been much larger than it is now, and part of a reason for that is the expulsion and killing of Armenians in the late Ottoman, early Turkish period. So this city in, I think it said 1870, had a population of 40,000 Armenians, and by the time the Russians took over the city in 1916, there were less than 200. Yeah. Not a very nice part of history to talk about. Yeah. Not nice at all. Kind of feels like it's whitewashed. There's no evidence of that. And I mean, we're talking about like nearly 2,000 years worth of a history of people living in an area. 2,000 years and there's not a single building or anything remaining. Yeah, it feels like it's being deliberately erased, which is not good. But again, I don't skirt around things, and I want to give you the full picture, and that is the full picture. It's a very sad full picture. You might be wondering, John, why has a Turkish city got Christmas trees growing in the park? Well, there's a good reason for that. And the reason is that Erzurum is actually 2,000 meters above sea level. And in the winter, it gets to -20 or -30 degrees Celsius. It's one of the coldest cities in Turkey. Probably is the coldest city in Turkey. One of the coldest settlements in Turkey. It gets so cold here in the winter that... Do you see those mountains in the distance? They're skiing resorts. Skiing in Turkey. Some of you are going to be losing your minds at this. But yeah, turns out, if you come to the east of Turkey, the weather is more like the Caucasus or Russia than it is the Middle East or southern Turkey. It's crazy. It's literally a whole different world. I'm going to try and get up there later, because there's some interesting things I want to try and show you if I can. Quick 2-minute stroll and across the road, and we're at Erzurum Castle. We're going to go up there now, check it out, and see if there's a really good view from the top. I feel like there might be, because that clock tower looks like it's got people in, and it's definitely the highest point of the city. Hopefully I'll get a better view to show you those mountains. Right, so I'm going to have to do this bit by the sign, because otherwise I'm not going to remember all of this. So Erzurum Castle was built in the 5th century by the Byzantines. Normal, sensible. Since then, Erzurum Castle has been under control of the Byzantines, the Sassanids, the Persians, the Arabs, the Seljuks, the Seljuks, the Mongols, the Ilkhanids, the Akonoyulus, the Safavids, and the Ottomans, and now Turkey. That's mental. I thought there were places in Central Europe with a lot of things changing hands. This is like another level. If you don't believe me, it's on the sign. You can pause it and read it if you want. So let's go in. Well, just got my ticket. Interestingly, they've got the price in euros rather than lira. It's a bit odd. Anyway, it was about €3, so I think it was 140 lira I paid. So like £2.50. Bargain. Immediately greeted with cannonballs. And there's more cannonballs by here. This is my type of castle. There's absolutely no doubt over who controls the castle now. Just look at that big old Turkish flag flying. There's not a ton to it on the inside, but what I am grateful for is that there are some bilingual signs, so I don't have to use all my data using Google Translate. like I said, it's not that this city or this area isn't visited. It is. It's visited quite a lot, but it's not visited by foreign tourists very often. It's predominantly Turkish tourists. We're going to give this clock tower a climb now and see what the view's like from the top. As is almost always the case, climbing up to the top of the tower was well worth it. Look at those views. You can really see the mountains in the background, past the edge of town. It really is absolutely fantastic. And this view out of this little window as well over the city itself is also just as good. You can really see that this city is pretty much the only place around. This is the hole in the floor that you actually have to climb up through. Bit sketchy. Pretty cool. Don't think I've ever seen behind a clock before. Not one like this anyway. These stairs to get up here were treacherous, by the way. They are effectively vertical. It's like a ladder. I think these are some cannons. Yeah, they are. That's very cool. Don't know why they're all covered up. Potentially for restoration, so I don't want to go uncovering them all just for a photo. That would be quite insensitive. But yeah, pretty cool castle. The view from the top was good. Stairs were not so good. So yeah, Erzurum Castle, tick. Similar to the other one this morning, this is a madrasa. It's like an Islamic school. But unlike the one from earlier, this one's got a double minaret. There's some kind of Turkish language group tour going on, which is pretty cool. This, like I said at the castle, this area is visited by tourists, but they are just predominantly Turkish tourists. This one, in my opinion, is much nicer than the other one. There's this whole courtyard area in the middle. Again, what was I saying about there being Christmas trees everywhere? Well, I thought that was interesting again. I thought it was interesting how different it could be to the other one, because they are from a similar age, but they are quite different. This one's got a courtyard, the other one was quite small and enclosed. This one clearly had a lot more money put behind it. And so this place is called the Three Kumbets. And a kumbet is basically just a tomb with these domed roofs. So this one behind me is the tomb of the Emir, and we know that's from the 12th century. And then these two smaller ones are from the 14th century and are basically like smaller copycat versions. But they're anonymous. We don't know who's in them. I'm hoping that that house doesn't have anyone living in it, because if they do, they're going to need a lot of blankets to get through the -20 nights, aren't they? Let's be fair. So it's probably been the best part of an hour since I last spoke to you. I nipped back to my hotel and basically just lazed there for a bit. That overnight train is taken out of me more than I thought it would, I think. Yeah, so I've just resurfaced now. Grabbed a cold can to kind of revive me up a little bit. There's a couple more bits I want to do this afternoon. I want to show you some really cool food that's really specific to here. The problem is that I'm in a bit of a dilemma. I had some yesterday when I got here, and it's given me a bit of an upset stomach. So I'm cautious to have it again on camera. So I might just maybe film a shop and show you pictures of what I had yesterday rather than have it again. It's not me saying anything bad about it. It's probably just me. But yeah, bit of a dilemma. Just grabbed this fantastic pistachio ice cream for the equivalent of 50 pence. You really can get some fantastic value as soon as you venture out of the standard touristy places. Decided to hop in a cab and adventure up to the mountains though. Pre-arranged with a taxi driver that he'd wait for me at the top, so I don't even have to worry about getting a taxi back down. Did you expect to see a ski village today in Turkey? I'm not entirely sure I did, and I researched into it. It is absolutely crazy. But that's exactly what this place is. For 6 months of the year, it's a ski resort. And completely whited out with snow and ice. Can you imagine how scenic it will be then? It's good enough now. Well, I can guarantee you that this isn't what you thought of when you thought of Turkey, is it? Let's be fair. Ski lifts. Some, well, they need a little bit of work doing to them, but ski chalets. We've passed après ski bars. This is really not what you'd think of with Turkey, is it? Let's be fair. I'll add in some photos now, and we'll show this landscape in the winter. Now, it goes without saying that there's no one here now, apart from some staff doing rooms up. But to be fair, it is the 17th of August. If we come back here November, December, January, February, April, because it's a ski season for about 6 months here, it's quite impressive. If we come back here then, and I do plan to at some point, then we'll really see a different side to it, I think. So yeah, anyway, I've got a cabbie that's waiting for me, so we're gonna head back down to the city. Well, I thought that was pretty interesting anyway. Taxi up, he waited for about, I don't know, 10 minutes, 15 minutes for me up there to take some photos and film some stuff. And then taxi back down, and he's charged me 600 lira. And I'll tell you what 600 is now. 600 is around £10. Also, this is a great moment to tell you, if you have an iPhone and you use the calculator and you don't use this, then you're really missing out. There's a function where you can change currency and it does it automatically for you. Anyway, I've just come out of the taxi, enough of that, and I've seen this really cool mural. To do with the Turkish Revolution and Ataturk. So yeah, pretty cool. Erzurum is quite an important city in that. They had a famous congress here where I think it was where they basically decided to have a revolution, I think. Don't quote me on that. I'm not too sure. Anyway, annoyingly, I need to get some editing done because it's upload day tomorrow and I have got nothing done for it. So I really need to go and do that. So yeah, I will probably see you at tea time. Let's play a little guessing game. This one is a guess the price guessing game. So I've just been to a little grocery store. I've got a 1.5 litre bottle of water, a can of Coke Zero. This is like a pastry thing filled with pistachio. And then this is like a brownie. Tell me how much you think you'd pay for that wherever you live. Because I'm almost certain it's cheaper here. It surprised me and I was adding it up in my head as I went along. See the box? Oi. See box? Yeah.
Abi sokar. Usta sokar o. Buyurun. Çek. Hey. Vay çek ha. İngiliz abi. İngiliz. Gramım var şimdi ondan uğraşamam.
Well, I'm very grateful to this fella for giving me a demonstration of how it actually looks. The old Cağ Kebab. That is how you say it, by the way. Like I said, I didn't have another one, but I did have one the night before, and it was fantastic. Can't recommend it enough. Good morning from a very sleepy Erzurum this morning. It's quite early, and there's a reason for that. It's time to leave. I've had a really good sort of day and a half here. Really enjoyed myself. It's part of Turkey I'd definitely come back to. Yeah, 100%. So yeah, hope you enjoyed coming with me, and if you did, stick around and I'll see you next time.